We're live. Hello. Happy Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're on the world. Thank you for joining me and coming to hang out this Friday. It's November. Like, the year is speeding by, and quite frankly, I think that's the only redeeming feature about 2025 in my eyes. So the sooner it's gone, the better, personally. But how is everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm really shocked to be announcing that we have to redraw the Tim Tam giveaway. I'm not having much luck with these giveaways. Like, I've done these giveaways, and each time the people who've won are like, I'm not familiar with the name. I'm like, okay, maybe they just watch and they're not commenters. That's fine. You do you. It was like, if you're old enough to remember when you had a home wired telephone. And if you were waiting for a call, you'd be like, eyes on the phone, make sure no one's on the phone. I was like checking my email, my Instagram, my Facebook, my spam filter, my message requests. Where's my winner? No winner. So we're going to do it all again this week. And I really hope that whoever wins gets in touch with me. Because I'd like to send some Tim Tams to someone. But also, I'm going to say it now in case I forget to say it at the end of the stream, which is highly likely. I'm going on holiday, which I'm super excited about. I have not left the country in over a year. So I'm going on a holiday. So sadly, I don't think there's going to be a stream next week. I'm 99% sure there's not going to be a stream next week. I am going to do my best to have a video go live at the time that my stream would normally go up. I'm hoping it's going to be my first collection tour. So if I get my act together this weekend, I will look to do that and schedule that to go live at my normal stream time. But I am flying out on Wednesday evening, so time is not on my side, but I'll do my best. It may not be a very polished video, but we'll give it a go. I have wanted to do a collection room tour for a while. So I'm hoping I will get to do that before I go. If not, I'm sorry. I'll be back the following Friday. I'll do my best. But we've already got quite a few people here in the comments, which is awesome. So thank you. And if you're watching on the replay, thank you. You're all awesome. We've got Carlos. Oh, YouTube's still doing that username thing. I'm not a fan. But Carlos first in the comments. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Helen and chat. Sending my usual salutations from 48-degree New Jersey. I think that's quite cold. So Hot Toys has finally released Eve Macarro, and I'm sorry, but I don't see Ana de Armas in this figure. Am I being too harsh? What say you, Helen? Also, is the John Wick figure shown next to her John Wick 1? Lastly, the movie Predator Badlands has come out and looks really good. Are you or anyone in the chat as hyped to see this as I am? I will catch the replay later to see what your opinions will be. So, as usual, please hit the like button for our dear friend Helen and subscribe. I mean, I always say it's free and appreciated. So, there's 20-something people watching. I don't know how many likes I have. Hopefully close to 20. Look, yeah, I have so many thoughts about Eve. I think the best comment I saw was there was someone on Reddit that referred to the figure as Anna de Almost. And I was like, yeah, I feel like that's a great summary. But the John Wick, no, that's not the John Wick Chapter 1. There's a lot of people that have said, is that John Wick Chapter 1? I don't think it is, because that's a totally different hairstyle. Like the Chapter 1 John Wick has that slick-backed hair. This is longer. And I have to say, the hair looks fantastic. And when I went through this is probably a spoiler for the segment later on. When I went through the photos for Eve, I was the most hyped about the photo that showed the John Wick. That's probably telling you something about the Eve figure, because they had the teaser on the Sideshow website and I got hyped because it was like confirmation we were getting her. I was a little bit surprised, just Artisan only. You guys know I do like it when the Artisan is accompanied by a sculpted release as well, but I thought, okay, maybe they're not confident that they can get the numbers for a mass-produced figure. Okay, maybe Artisan's the smart way to go. And even seeing some of the photos in person from Secret Base. But yeah, we'll talk. Eve is going to be the main act of this stream because, again, slow news week. Howie Claus, what are you doing to us? Another very quiet week from Hot Toys. Again, I'm hoping, based on nothing but hopes and prayers, that we're just going to then have this breathing space before it's a very chaotic lead up to Christmas with heavy hitters, releases, announcements, cool stuff. So that's all I can hope, is that they're giving the wallets a moment to breathe before they hit us where it hurts. That's all I can hope. The toy collectors here, happy Friday. Everyone woke up to confirmation that my Wolverine has shipped from Pop Culture. Happy days. Yeah, Pop Culture just got their latest shipment. I don't know if Ash Chase is here, but they've got I think Kidpool and Wolverine, and one of the Deadpools has arrived. Quite a few Star Wars figures as well, which you know Helen was hyped about. Oh my God, the Star Wars. So yeah, the latest batch came in. Nothing for me, sadly, but hopefully in the future. As someone who's really looking forward to the Ballerina figure, this just isn't it. Disappointed to say the least, but I'm sure we'll get into that into the stream. We sure will. We sure will. Custom artists, if you're out there developing a head sculpt, please show them now. This is the time. This is the time to show us your head sculpts, please. Mike's here. Hey, everyone. I'm bombarded with meetings this Friday, so hope you have another great stream. Helen, good luck on the redraw. Thank you, Mike. Well, I hope your Friday goes okay, and maybe you can catch the replay. Valkyrie Magnus is here. Good morning, Helen and friends. Good morning to you. Let's have another fun stream today. I mean, that's always the objective. It's always the objective. Can't wait to hear Helen's hot take on Eve. Yeah. I have big feelings about Eve. Miss Batwoman's here. Happy Friday, Helen, Shuri, and everyone. Well, I hope Shuri's going to turn up. She's a bit annoyed at me because we had, like, at work this week, my biggest achievement at work is setting up a pet chat on Teams. It's like the best channel on Teams for my whole organization. And someone suggested, like, people who work from home, we should have like a set time this week that if you're at home and you can get online, you show us your pets. Shuri did not like being held and shown on Teams. It was not a good time for her. So she might still be mad at me. I hope not, but King Dingaling is here. Hello all. Well, hello to you. Jaron is here. Hey, I can see Miss Helen today. Oh, that's good. I'm glad it's Miss Helen and not Miss Allison. Do you have any Jazzing products on PO? We're going to discuss that, fun fact. We are going to discuss that today. How are you people doing? I knew this was going to come up. You're earlier than usual, timing-wise. No, I'm not. You have time changed in America and Europe. The time in Western Australia never changes, fun fact. We do not have daylight savings. We don't believe in it. And I knew someone was going to say that. That's why I did the countdown on Instagram very early. So no, my time has not changed. Your time has changed. So I'm now at 9 Eastern in the US, which I realize is like 6 p.m. Western, which is like, I think Valkyrie's like on the West Coast. So props to you for being here so early. But yeah, that's not a Helen problem. That's a everyone else problem. So I'm sorry, but also I can't control the time. Kyle's here. Hello. Can't stay for the live, but we'll catch the replay. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. Kyle is one of the people that very regularly watches on the replay, and I do appreciate that. I do find it funny, the latest two Artisan figures, even Higgs, both still sitting on Sideshow. Okay, interesting, because my knowledge of Death Stranding 2, is that what it's called? You'll be shocked to hear. Not big. But that surprised me too. I've kept checking Eve in particular, and I feel like, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, the price for Eve felt very low for an Artisan figure. Like, even when it converted it to Australian dollars, I was like, oh, I don't think I've seen an Artisan on Sideshow for that price. So it's interesting. It's interesting. With Death Stranding 2, I had no idea how popular they would be. I was very surprised that this line has 2 Artisan figures. And if it's just sitting around, I mean, what do you say? As I said, I've got no idea in sense of it's a big fandom. It's not. So I don't know what Howie Claus is doing. You know, you're making Higgs, but where's a Koye? Make a Koye. I bet you'd sell, if you did a run of like, how many Higgs Artisan are they doing? 2.5? I bet you if you did a run of 5,000 Okoyes, you would sell them. That is John Wick from Ballerina cameo. 100%. Hot Toys Collector. The Ballerina looks like a mix of Wonder Woman, Padme, but it looks like a 2015 figure, just like the first BVS Wonder Woman Gal Gadot. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil my thoughts. We'll get to it. But yeah, I have so many views on that head sculpt, and I think you're right. I think it looks like an older figure because I think it lacks detail. That's my view. I think it lacks detail and it looks not great. Raymond's here. Hello, Helen. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Raymond. Hope you're doing well. I think that, I don't know how to pronounce these, Deck and Thea could be cool figures. Usually Hot Toys pumps out stuff by second half of holiday season. Yeah, I'm hoping so too. Windman42's here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. I just got notice that my Clone Commander via Viva Lost Star Wars and my final payment for Artisan Black Widow is finally charging next week. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Jazzy's here. Hi, everyone. Hi to you. I'm just going to call you Buzz. G'day, Helen. Greetings from Germany. Greetings to you. JB's here as well. Hello, JB. Oh, Jaron, that's very kind. Jaron has gifted a 6-scale Shira membership. So congrats to whoever got that. I don't see that on StreamYard. But thank you. That's very kind. I think the Higgs figure is cool looking. Fought him in first Death Stranding, but at $525 USO for his Artisan, he comes at the same as Robo Kane. Oh, okay, fair enough. It's interesting because when I looked at the, is it Sam figure? That was like in Aussie dollars, it was like close to $1,000, and I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this at all. So interesting, because that $525 would be $800-900 here. So yeah, quite expensive. I am keen to see. Oh, Sam had the same pricing. Wow, that's a very expensive set. And I do find it interesting that they're doing that as Artisan and sculpted. Howie Claus, he's an enigma wrapped in a riddle, right? Should we start with some newsy news? Let's do some newsy news. But first of all, I want to say thank you to my channel members. These are my paying channel members. I appreciate, I'm very fortunate to have people getting gifted memberships, which I appreciate. But I want to shout out to The Broke Collector, AJ Agrusa, Pop Culture Living Room, Kevin LaFranc, Aaron Broverman, Tijuana Mike, Keith Lee, Valkyrie Magnus, Miss Batwoman, Bob Dylan, and Blue Tattoo. Thank you. Appreciate you kindly. How do you feel about 6-scale vehicles? Well, I mean, I feel pretty good about them. I have 6 in total if you can count motorbikes. If not, just 3. But I like them. They're a statement piece. I think they're a statement piece. They take up a lot of room, but they are, like, I know when people come into this room, like, they're drawn to that 89 Batmobile. It's like the first thing they go to. Even people who are not really big, like, superhero movie peeps, they love it. So yeah, no, I like it. It's just, they're just hard to accommodate because I think some display cases that have the length are too tall and you waste a lot of vertical space. So I think finding a way to make it work in your collection is a challenge. But if you can, And I'm super happy with my 3 shelves and how I've got them looking at the moment. So, yeah, I feel very lucky to have them. Guys, do you have any Jazz Inc. vehicle pre-orders? Well, yes, I do. Because do you remember last week we talked about the Batwing? And I said, I know I have no reason not to pre-order this, and I'm part of the problem because I hadn't. I pre-ordered the Batwing. The Batwing is on pre-order. I am no longer part of the problem. I was actually pleasantly surprised that when I went through the checkout, it was cheaper than what I thought it was going to be because I didn't realize that the price it was displaying on the Jazz Inc. website was with the VAT, whatever they call it. So I think the option 4, which is what I went for, which includes the really cool display stand and the 12th scale Batman figure, was something like $395 US. So on the 12-month payment plan, really not that much per month. So this was what I saw on screen. I have blocked out my order number and my surname, but it's Ridgy Didge. I've backed the build for the Batwing. So now we wait to see if this thing gets made. I think there's still maybe like 20 days to go. There's 20 days to go, Shuri. Are you going to pre-order a Batwing as well? Or are you going to say hello? You're thinking up. So no. I pride myself on being true to my word. So as I said, Jazz Inc., Batwing, it's on pre-order. I'll work out where and how I display it, when and if it gets made and when and if it gets delivered. But I hope it gets done. I do feel like the Batwing is probably one of the strongest vehicles that Jazz Inc. has done. I don't really remember anybody having major QC issues with that or any sort of grievances with it. I think for the price and the space it takes up, like I know for me, there's no way I could accommodate the 6 scale one anywhere. So we wait and we see. We wait and we see what happens. I don't know if there's other people sitting on the fence or if there is that many, but I have to be honest that when they said 3,000 and then, hey, we could do 2, I'm surprised it's still sitting where it is. So I have no idea what's going to happen, but I said I would back it and I have. So I will now wait to see what's happening. 851 now, I guess it don't get the 1,000 either. I don't know, but I think it'll be interesting because the last stream I saw with Yoast, I feel like he even said he makes money once it passes 2,000. So 2,001 is profit. I think he even said if he got 1,500, he'd back himself to sell the other 500 during production. So I don't know. I don't know what to think as to whether this is getting made or not. I made the commitment. We'll see what happens. JB says, I'm looking at my 6 scale Batwing in my home office right now. It's magnificent. Well done, Helen. Yeah, I'm fortunate enough to have seen it in person. Like, it's incredible. I think particularly if you can have that mounted like high up on a wall, like super impressive. I just have no room in this collection room to accommodate it, which is ironic given it's also a hexagon. Like, seriously. But yeah, I honestly don't even know where I would put it if I had that big one. But yeah, I mean, that would have been the dream. But I think the size of that 12th scale and the stand that they're including with it, like, I think that's fantastic. I think if there wasn't the stand, I would be a bit, but how do I display it? So I think the stand is definitely something that I think was a great idea. As I said, now we see. I've been thinking about getting the Back to the Future DeLorean time machine. Which one, Hot Toys or the Blitzway? The Blitzway one had some really impressive features, I have to say. So yeah, update, Batwing, tick, stuck to my word, said I'd have it ordered by the next stream. This is the next stream. It's been ordered. We'll see what happens next. Guys, not only has William Wang been missing for a very long time, it's his birthday. it's William Wang's birthday. So, on behalf of the community, I believe in karma. You reap what you sow. And I hope the year ahead is you getting what you deserve, because you have run off with hundreds and thousands of dollars of other people's money. You've been a ghost story. It's absolutely ridiculous. I will continue warning people about William Wang and One Man's Hobby till that website comes offline, because seriously, this whole situation is ridiculous. And then I laugh because literally, like, people getting Facebook notifications. It's William Wang's birthday. Send him a message. Many unhappy returns, William. I don't know where in the world you are, but seriously, I hope what you've done catches up with you. And I just think you reap what you sow. And you've done what you've done. And I feel like the universe will serve justice. I have to believe that. Sharon's thinking about the Blitzo one. That is cool. It's got some really awesome features. What is the latest with Wang Watch? He's still missing. He still owes people money. He's still not responding to anyone. People still ask every now and then if One Man's Hobby is reliable. No, some people don't realize that William Wang is One Man's Hobby. So it's insane. But this guy's pretty much been missing all of 2025. No one can get messages. No one can get product. Nothing's really happening. And so many people are trying to get their money back. Some people have had success. A lot of people haven't, particularly people who trusted him and were depositing into his bank account. Ghost story. Absolute ghost story. I have the Jazz Inc. Tumbler on PO. Will be my first 6-scale vehicle. Oh, that's cool. Which one? The black or the camo? I feel like the black has been the one with the stronger POs for Jazz Inc. Happy birthday, Wangster. 100%. We wish you so well, William. In Statue Space, there is a collector's arc that has been collecting space as William Wang. What? In Statue Space? I don't understand what that means. I'm so sorry. But yeah, happy birthday, William. Not. But again, don't order from William Wang or One Man's Hobby. If you have ordered from them recently by mistake, please start a chargeback process. Get your money back. And if you've pre-ordered the Jazz Inc. Catwoman, as I said before, you can transfer your order to Jazz Inc. if you contact them and provide them with proof of the deposit that you paid to William. They have helped a number of Australian collectors transfer their pre-order to one directly with Jazz Inc. So, snaps to Jazz Inc. I don't know if many men will get that reference, but it's fine. The stealth one, of course. That's fair enough. It's interesting because a lot of people wanted like the different versions of the camo tumbler. So I was kind of surprised to hear that they were saying the numbers were really low. Sadly, I think that happens a lot to Jazz Inc. where people express wanting all the stuff, and then when it comes to buying all the stuff, doesn't always happen, sadly. Collection Obsession is here. Hi, Helen. I'm late. Forgot you're an hour earlier. California pushed the clocks back 1 hour. I know. The US, I think Canada and Europe pushed their clocks back. My clock never moves, so glad you could join me. But yeah, I realize I'm now not as at as a convenient time. Why can I've lost my words. I don't know. More difficult to watch me, so appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you for dropping by too, Shuri. You gonna show over on your tail? No, you're not sure. Okay, that's fair enough. Audience participation question. Funny, we're on the topic of tumblers. I like these audience participation questions. So whether you're in the chat or you're watching on the replay, hit me up with your answer because I've had some really cool ones for the questions I've asked so far. We all love a bargain, and I'm keen to know what has been your best bargain buy. It can be it doesn't have to be hot toys. It could be in art. It could be anything 6 scale. I'm keen to know, what's your best bargain buy? I don't know if I've told this story on the stream before, but my best bargain buy is actually my black tumbler. So, I feel like some countries have this website, but I'm not sure. So, in Australia, we have a website called Gumtree. I always figure it's a bit like Craigslist in the US, but don't quote me. But it's like a free online marketplace. You list items. It is what it is. You typically meet up with people and exchange goods. So this guy listed the black tumbler for like $300. And I bet you Australian. So what is that? What is $300 Australian? Let me convert for you guys. But that's not where the story ends. So 300 Australian dollars is 195 US. It's 168 euros and it's 148 pounds. So he listed it and I messaged him. That poor guy probably got inundated with messages. Didn't hear back from him. I went, okay, no harm, no foul, fair enough. A few days later, in a local Facebook collectors group here in my city, which is not a big city, there's not a lot of us collecting, so you tend to know the names. This dude pops up. I'm selling a black tumbler. Make me an offer. And it had the one on Gumtree had a small issue, and this one had a small issue. So I posed the question. I said, "Oh, is this the one that was just listed on Gumtree?" And I was surprised they responded yes. So I messaged the guy and I said, "I'm happy to buy it for what you paid for it." And it was interesting because I had some figures listed and he was trying to be like, "Oh, I'm not really in a hurry to sell, but would you do the money and this figure that you're selling?" And I'm like, "Nope. I'll give you what you paid for it." "Oh, okay, I'll just think about it." And I said, "Okay, you think about it. You do all you want to do." And then, so this was like on a Friday. And come Sunday, guy messages me, "You still interested in the tumbler? I'll do it for what I paid for it." And I was like, "Yes, I am. But you live very far away from me and I won't be able to get there till next weekend." And he asked where I was located and it wasn't too far from where he worked. So I bought the black tumbler for 300 Australian dollars and had it delivered to my house. And I think this dude clearly bought it with the intent to flip it. Because I was not home when he came, and the person that was home was like, "Dude couldn't get the money out of my hands quick enough." So I still think my black tumbler, and he even fixed the little problem that was wrong with it. Like, I looked at it and went, I don't even know what's meant to be wrong with this thing. So I think black tumbler for 300 Australian dollars is an incredible steal. So I'm keen to know, what's your best bargain buy that you've scored throughout the years? Could be a figure, could be a vehicle, could be some kind of other collectible. I'd love to know, because I do think every now and then something amazing comes up. And I know for me, I'm sometimes like, "Oh, I wish there was someone I knew who was into the hobby that could appreciate my bargain buy, the steal that I got." And it's funny because I remember I went to the shops with my mum when the 2.0 came out, and not many stores here sell hot toys, but there's a franchise called Games World, and I often stick my head in to look at the hot toys they have. And I was with my mum at the shopping centre or mall, and I said, "Oh, I'm just going to stick my head into Games World." And she came with me and she saw the tumbler on display. And the 2.0 was like $1,000. And she's like, "You have that, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like looking at me like, "How much did you pay for that?" And I was like, "Well, have a guess." She's like, "Well, that says $1,000. I'm like, "That's not how much I paid. I paid $300. So my mum thinks I'm some like internet savvy guru who sells things at a profit and gets stuff cheap. It's called being a patient collector. But as I said, I still will always come back to that tumbler being my best bargain buy. 100%. I've rambled on, so I've got a few comments. Anthony says, bargain. I'm sure I've overpaid for every figure. Surely not. Surely you've bought something on discount at Pop Culture at some stage, Anthony. Surely. Come on. The camo tumbler is an accessory piece to the stealth one, in my opinion, and you have to get both Jazzings because it's larger than the Hot Toys one. It is. I don't think you can mix and match them 100%. I would love the penguin duck from Jazz Inc., but apparently the PO numbers for the penguin figure is 700. Yeah, the number is low. When he said the numbers were low for penguin but good for Catwoman, I did not think 700 was the number for the penguin. I was thinking it would be much more than that. I do feel like if people start seeing the production pictures of the Catwoman and it's good, they will pre-order the penguin, because I know I'm in that boat. I need to see more of this Catwoman before I drop an even bigger NRD to get the penguin. I'm hoping they're amazing, but until I see something, I can't commit. They're not cheap figures. Kalimera Costa, έφαγα σπανακόπιτα και ήτανε πολύ ωραίο. Αυτό ήταν το βραδινό μου, ήτανε τέλειο. Hope you're doing well, Costa. Amazing tumbler price, Helen. I know, and even my camo one, I only paid $4.50 Australian for that. I bought that from a fellow collector, and I still thought that was an incredible steal as well. But the black tumbler for $300 was incredible. Would have to be my Scarlet Witch. I had just under $230 in Sideshow rewards, and the figure was $275. So that was a bargain at the time. $45 plus shipping. Oh, that's so cool. That's a great bargain buy. That totally counts. I think that is the cool thing about Sideshow rewards, the way it just stacks up like that. Because with Pop Culture, you can only get a preset discount or percentage off. Like, you can't just keep, like, I've got a ton of points and I can't just max them all out on one thing. Like, they only give you things in increments. And I think the most you can get is either $50 or 10% off. So I think it's cool that they balloon that way with Sideshow, and then you can get something for almost free. That's awesome. Even Yo said the Hot Toys tumbler exterior is really good, apart from it being 12% underscaled and not having a more weathered paint job. He did indeed. Traded Commander Cody for a brand new Gladiator Hulk. Oh, that feels like a steal. Gladiator Hulk is like a pretty amazing figure. I feel like it's also one you don't often see on the secondary market, which to me says like people hang on to that. So if you, in my mind, you trading like a Star Wars figure for Gladiator Hulk, that feels like, well done you. That's incredible. I did buy is that a New Hope? I don't know. Han Solo recently for 140 Great British Pounds. Bargain. How much are Hot Toys normally in the UK? I have no idea. Gilbert's here. Hey, Helen. Greetings from the Netherlands. Greetings to you. Just in time to the stream. Just in time indeed. I think I already read that one. NRD for Penguin is too high for those in the US. Yeah, it's a big jump. It's a big jump in NRD price. I totally agree, because the Catwoman was much lower. I do wonder and hope that maybe they won't be so big with the NRDs in the future. I feel like on a stream I saw recently that was mentioned, but don't quote me. I don't know if I'm making things up. Gilbert says, in my 16 years, I only have 2 Hot Toys, cheap. TVA Loki for €150 and Infinity War Star-Lord for $170. Collector Pezza. Hello. During peak Force Awakens hype, I traded my first order Stormtrooper for an Ironmonger via Gumtree. Oh, interesting. I've often wondered if they would do a 2.0 of the Ironmonger. I don't know. 1/6 of the Force. Oh, goodness. When I see people with Star Wars in usernames here, I'm just like, why? You are just going to be so disappointed. But hello, everyone. Hope everyone's been having a good Friday. I have been. I hope you are too. Gilbert says sales in the Netherlands are hard to find. After 3 years, the Batman figure is still the same price. Oh, really? It's interesting because, like, not a lot of shops in my city carry Hot Toys. And the shop I mentioned previously, they're carrying them a lot less because I feel like the only times they were really selling was when they were having, like, 20% off, 40% off sales. Because I went by one the other day and they had nothing new. It was like a very faded Captain Marvel. There was a Love and Thunder Thor, which I think was like the newest figure they had, which is still, what's that? It's going to be at least a year old, right? So yeah, I think sales from a retail perspective are very much in the form of pop culture. But for me, I feel like sometimes the old Facebook marketplace or the Gumtree is where there are some bargains to be had. Kate's here. Happy Friday, folks, on work calls this morning, so I'll need to catch the replay. Well, make sure you do, because Tim Tam redraw. I'm going to do it at the end of the stream, Keith. Just like you said, you do it at the end of the stream to keep people watching. So, Tim Tam redraw at the end of the stream, whenever that is. Natalie Harris is here. Hello, my bargain buy figure was Hot Toys Two-Face 2.0. Oh, that's cool. I got that for a steal in Hong Kong last year, I have to say. That's a good one. That's a good one. Did anyone see the new Predator Badlands deck figure? They did a teaser. Did they show the actual figure? I thought it was just a teaser today from Hot Toys. I got the Iron Patriot Endgame for 200 USD, including shipping. That's a pretty good price. That's a die-cast figure, right? Sorry, I just heard Shuri run into the house like a crazy woman, so I don't know what she's doing. Hot Toys UK prices are generally £250 to £350, depending on figure and additional custom charges. Wow. So that's probably not dissimilar to the prices in Australia. That's probably on par, because £250 is about 500 Aussie dollars. Jaron says, best deal I ever did was years ago, traded IG-11 for Director Krennic. You okay? You okay, little one? Where are you going? Shuri. Do you prefer Batman 89 or Batman Returns? For me, it's Returns all day. Oh, don't make me pick between them. Don't make me pick between them. That's very hard for me to pick between them, because, like, 89 is what got me into the whole Batman superhero thing. But then Returns I do love, because I have to say, as a young girl, Catwoman, awesome, badass character. Returns is so cool, and Returns is also a Christmas movie, fun fact. I will be watching it for Christmas, so I don't know that I can pick between the two of them, if I'm honest. I think they're both fantastic. I think we can all agree that they're better than Batman and Robin and Batman Forever, right? 14 Wellington's here. Hello. Hi, my most recent bargain has been the 1/6 Dexter Morgan from Flashback. $100 off from a brick and mortar collectible store in Calgary, Alberta. Oh, that's cool. That's super cool. That figure was really delayed. I remember on Collectors Unite, RIP. There used to be this one dude that would always come up in the comments. I swear to God, he was Russian. He looked like his name was Russian. And he would ask Joao when that figure was coming out, and Joao would always be like, soon, it is coming soon. And then it took like years to release, so cracks me up. So yeah, guys, again, thank you for your comments. If you're watching on the replay, let me know. What's your best bargain buy? I always love hearing not just the prices, but if you've got an interesting story as to how you came to come across this bargain, I'm all ears. I would love to know. So I almost called this stream Tease Week, because it felt like all we were getting was teasers. And Mars Toys decided to come to party with some teasers. And I was not expecting Max Shreck from Batman Returns. Like, I didn't have that on my radar, and part of me was like, I don't know that I would have been, like, pushing for this figure. But if I can get it, I feel like I would, because Mars Toys has done some fantastic Batman figures. I don't know why my nose is super itchy. Apologies. And of course, because it's 6-scale collecting, people complained about the sculpt. I'm super impressed that they're doing Max Shreck, because when they showed the teasers for their Catwoman and their Penguin and then went to ground with them, I thought, okay, maybe they're not touching those Keaton films because Jazz Inc.'s on the scene with licensed products. But if I'm totally down, if they want to do complementary characters, I'm down for that. I think it would be very cool to have Max Shreck in the collection. And I feel like I'm going to be very tempted to buy this, because I've even bought the Mars Toys Bane. Never thought that's something I would buy, but I was really stoked to see this teaser. So I'm interested to see how this figure goes. It's looking really nice, I have to say. Early signs are good, and we'll see what comes of it and how long it takes. Because they also showed I feel like it was last year, like the Val Kilmer head sculpt. That was not painted, I don't think. And I would be down for a Val Kilmer Bruce Wayne. At this stage, I'd probably also be down for a George Clooney Bruce Wayne. So, Mars Toys, if you're listening, hi. This one, I think, has got a little bit more interest. 66 Penguin. I know people are super hyped for this 66 line, so it was really nice to see an update on the Penguin figure. I think the sculpt is looking really nice. I have no idea when this is going to release, but I thought it was really cool that we're getting some progress photos from Mars Inc. They can get a little bit quiet at times, so even if it's just little things like that, it's good to just get a sense of what they're working on. And they drop for PO when they drop for PO, so I think a lot of people like this. What have they done? They've done Batman, they've done Robin, they've done Alfred, they've done the Joker, they've done the Riddler. All of those figures from that 66 line just look fantastic. So, did they also tease was it a Catwoman that they teased as well? I feel like it was a Catwoman that they teased as well. So they're going deep. It's very cool. I would get Max Shreck. He's underrated, and I wonder which outfit they're going to go for. I know, me too. Me too. I'd buy Max Shreck and the 66 Penguin if the releases continue to look good. I'm trying to think what the last release was. Was it the Two-Face? Or if they come out with anything since then? Because the Two-Face was really good. Like, the Two-Face and Riddler they're top-notch. I'm down for Max. Gives me hopes for Bob the Goon. Yeah, I feel like they've shown maybe similar, like an unpainted head sculpt for Bob the Goon. So I feel like that's possible as well. I think it is Shuri. I don't think anybody else heard you, but I think we might be in for Bob the Goon. That's exciting. It's very exciting. So Mars Toys giving us some news, because Lord knows third party is very slow going in 2025. I have to say, I really miss the days of like Toys era and how prolific they used to be. I feel like their main brand or their sub brands were like bringing out something every couple of weeks. And now third party has really slowed down. So makes it hard, because the weeks that Hot Toys are quiet, there's not really much else filling the news, filling the gaps. So Mars Toys, appreciate you for these teasers. I think it's great. Collection Obsession says, I'll definitely buy the 66 Penguin too. Raymond says, love the Mars Toys Riddle and Two-Face, but don't think I want to spend the space in the collection on Max Shreck. That's fair enough. I can understand that, because the line is getting really big, and I think it's become quite deceptive to me, because that Batman and Robin line, we got Batman and Robin, We've got Mr. Freeze. We've got Bane. Mars Toys has teased Poison Ivy. Jazz Inc. has spoken of Poison Ivy. That's 5 figures from that alone. Batman Forever is already at 4. It might be too much for some people. I'm even trying to work out, because I want to display it with the Batwing, so I'm trying to work out. But I feel like I'd get Max and just find a way to make him work. I do think it would be cool to have Max and Selena together, I have to say. Raymond says, did you see the images of the Hellcat Caesar release? Love the look and something from a great trilogy. I have the war paint version on pre-order. I saw people asking for photos, and I saw one person post about it. They didn't seem too positive, but this is where I tell you, I don't really watch Planet of the Apes. Like, I don't really watch most things, because this is the person you want commentating on pop culture. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But meanwhile, where's Willy Wonka? Yeah, great question. And even Mars Toys in one of their updates was like, don't ask. So I don't know what's happening with that and why it has taken so long. I don't know if they've just prioritized other projects. I don't know if there's been an issue with it at some stage. But yeah, I get it, because a lot of people have been waiting. It's like So-So Toys, or So Slow as I like to call them. So many of those figures have been on PO for the longest time and gone well past the release date. When are they coming? We don't know. Windman says, I got a Sideshow Lando Skiff-Guard figure. I hope I said that right. Brand new from a store in London for just $150 shipped to New Mexico. It was $245 at Sideshow. Nice. We love a bargain. In Art is also very quiet. Expected the Catwoman PO by now. Well, I think they said November. For that. And I am very keen to see if they update the head sculpt. I'm super keen to see the head sculpt with the goggles on, because that's probably the only thing they've got in their upcoming lineup that I have interest in. So if it's good, I'm down. If it's not, I don't know what my next in-art purchase would be, if I'm completely honest. Helen, have you ever seen The Predator? No, I have not. Why are you hosting a stream? I don't know. Hot Toys joined in the theme of the teasers. They didn't want Mars. Howie Claus doesn't share well with others. So if you're going to tease something, Howie needs to tease something. So Howie Claus, with this tease, first hunt, last chance, be prepared as, I'm hoping this is right, Deck and Thea from Predator Badlands step into your display soon. Experience Predator Badlands now playing in theaters and IMAX. Get tickets now. Do they normally promote movies like that? I don't know that they do. I've never seen a Predator movie in my life. I'm sorry. I have seen Predator figures and they look super impressive to me. So I think this will be quite cool. I still hope to one day see Alien. I actually do want to see that, because I hear there's a cat in it, so I'm very interested. So little teaser from Hot Toys, which we'll take, because at the moment we're feeding on scraps. It is very much famine in this part of 2025. So Hot Toys, hopefully, I'm hoping the run into Christmas is a big one. I really do. I want something to release between now and the end of the year that I have on pre-order. I need something to look forward to, because right now I feel like the only thing I have coming my way is a Jackson Ju cape, which I need to pick up from the post office. So I got a replacement cape for my new 89 Batman. And aside from that, I don't know what figure-wise could possibly be coming next to me. So, and that's dangerous, because that's when it gets dangerous, because then that's when you buy things that you don't want to buy, but you want the rush of buying. And this is where I need to stay strong. I need to focus on other things like kit bashing or whatnot to not impulse buy something that I really don't need. So Predator Badlands, they're coming at some stage because Howie Claus loves you and wants you to be happy. I don't know if Howie Claus loves us and wants us to be happy when it comes to Eve Macarro. What a roller coaster this was this week. We had the coming soon page on Sideshow, and I was hyped. It was like, this is not a drill. Finally, we've got movement at the Ballerina station. They announced the IP months ago, and then nothing. And I was like, oh, interesting. There's only an Artisan listing on Sideshow. There's no mention of a regular edition figure. And this even got me thinking, like, which version are they going to do? Because there was a world where I really could have pictured them doing the red dress. We'll do an Artisan. We'll do a seamless body, red dress. That's all we're going to do. So I was very happy that they chose this outfit. This was my preferred version of Eve that I wanted. But I think that's where the good stuff kind of ends. I'm quickly going to read this comment about Predator. The first trailer for Predator Badlands looks so bad. I can safely say I'll skip these figures. I got the Scar 2 Predator from AVP. That's plenty for me. I also don't watch trailers just to add to my charm. I'm sorry to hear that it looks bad. I have to say, there's a new movie with Keanu Reeves out, and I know he's not John Wick in this movie, but I still want to see it. What's it called? Can't even remember, but it's got Keanu in it, so I'm keen. So I just don't know where to start with this. I was so high with the Sideshow teaser, and then I saw the photos. I got on my phone so I could go through them. And I just looked at this and I was like, this head sculpt is not it. And I'm typically not someone that's going to jump to big conclusions because of the promo pictures. But I've seen 2 lots of photos from different people that have gone to Secret Base and shown photos of Eve. It did not look better. It did not look better. And I know Secret Base, those cabinets do not have the best lighting, but it did not look good. So if you want to see some in-hand images, 6-Scale Kawu on Instagram, I don't know if he shared it yet on YouTube, he posted some photos and a video, and I commented on his photos to say, I was really hoping this would be one that looked better in person. Keen to know what you think having seen it. And his response was, I think I'll be giving this a miss. This is what Ana de Armas looks like on the left and the right. In the middle, I've heard people say Gal Gadot. I've heard people say Natalie Portman. I've heard people say a lot of things. I think the thing for me with this head sculpt is I think it fundamentally lacks detail. I think because she's a younger character, they've maybe gone very smooth on the skin. I feel like the head is very flat. I don't know if that's just the way they've posed this head, but if you look at the AMC Movies poster, I feel like that's almost a little bit of a similar angle, the way her head is tilted down. But I seriously look at this and I'm like, this head sculpt just feels like we've waited all this time and this feels like very weak head sculpt. Like, I didn't love that Artisan Harley Quinn. And I'm going, is this worse? And I was really hopeful that that in-person footage would show it in a different light. It would look better, but it did not. It did not at all. So I think it's such a shame. And I had to chuckle because you started to see like custom artists like showing their Ana de Armas sculpts. And I'm like, please do. Please do. Because if this doesn't get fixed, the 2,500 people who buy this will probably be looking for a custom head sculpt option. And I'll show you even this. So not endorsing, not involved with, I've never dealt with this artist, but I saw, is it Indigo Figure on Instagram? I don't know who they are, but they showed this a couple of weeks ago, unpainted. And I'm looking at this going, this to me has more detail unpainted, because at least you've got a bit of the furrowing of the brow. You've got a bit more just definition in the face. And that's where I feel like the Eve is just, it's too smooth. Like, people's faces are not that smooth, and I don't think heads are that flat, because even if you look at this sculpted head sculpt, you do see there's a bit more shape in the head. And I'm like, I like this unpainted more than I think I like the Hot Toys one, which is such a shame, because I've been waiting for this for the longest time. So I feel like if I get this, it's highly likely that I would then be looking for a custom sculpt, which for an artisan figure, I think is not a great predicament to be in at all. At all. I can see you guys have a ton of comments. So before I continue on, I will get through the comments. If Macarro release equals the day Howie Claus were on Christmas. Yeah. Oof, so disappointing. Was hoping for a great sculpted release in the red dress and fur coat, but no, we get this. As I said, I didn't mind this outfit, and I would have been okay with it just being artisan if the sculpt looked better. I can understand with the box office performance, then perhaps being a bit nervous about how much do we want to put into development, 2 different sculpts, a mass production piece. But this is not it. And I know for me, I'm like, I always say, like, don't put your eggs in they'll fix it basket. I mean, I have to hope, given it's an artisan, they will. And I think we saw with Scarlet Witch, they definitely made some changes to the color of the hair. But I don't think the hair is the issue here. I think it's the sculpt. And I don't know if they're going to actually retool the sculpt or if they're just going to persevere with this. I don't know. Badlands looks great, and critic and audience reviews are loving it. Oh, okay, fair enough. Hello, everybody. Hello, figure it out. I hope you're doing well. JB says Eve likeness has to be the worst I've seen from Hot Toys. It looks like, someone earlier said it looks like a 2015 figure, and I think it does, because those older figures, they lacked detail in the sculpt. And I think, you know, I have this conversation with Bob, who obviously, you know, does a lot with customs and things like that. And even Bob says, like, yes, you can fix things with paint, but only so much. Like, if there's underlying issues with the sculpt, there's only so much you can do. So I don't even know, like, how much can paint help this when this lacks sculpted detail. Just look at the forehead of this, like, custom one. You already see there's just more detail in it. This Hot Toys one, just she's been to the clinic and she's had too much freaking Botox put into her forehead, and she can't move, she can't emote, she can't express herself. That's what this Eve figure looks like. It's such a shame. Badlands has great reviews, and I have 3 friends who saw it last night and loved it. I'll see it later today. I hope it's good. Salvatore says, I thought it looked like a mix of Helen and Natalie Portman. Well, I mean, flattered, but I did have someone say they thought it looked like a mix of Anna and Natalie Portman, but I just thought Anna de Almost, that comment from Reddit, was the perfect description of this figure. It really was. If I tune out the hair that looks to be parted by Moses, I can see the likeness, but for a side character for John Wick, which movie flopped pretty hard compared to its budget, it's an easy skip. It's not for everyone. The head looks big and the hairline is off. Also, the way the hair lays on the head is off. Yeah. All valid. Does it come with the flamethrower? Yes. The redeeming feature is the accessories. Before I get to the accessories, hello, AJ. Hi, Helen and friends. Hope all is well. I'm well. I hope you are too. AJ, I loved looking at your wedding photos. Side note, it looks like it was an awesome day. I absolutely loved the cake and your guest book. I love that you guys included some like nerdy fandom stuff into the day. It looked fantastic, but I love looking at photos. And yeah, I had such fun looking at your wedding photos. It looked like it was awesome. But yeah, we'll talk about the accessories because Eve does come with amazing accessories. Cheekbones aren't right. I don't think a lot of things are right with this. How do you spell the Instagram name you said has pictures of Eve at Secret Base? Let me find it so I can give you an exact. So it's the number 6, then TH scale _ KAWU. So my ring light gets in the way. I'm sorry. So 6 scale Kawu. He's in Hong Kong and he does lots of footage from Secret Base and he does really quick unboxings of figures. And I like it because they're very short and sharp and you get a really good look at the figure. Actually, I'll type it as a comment so you've got it. I forget I can do that sometimes. So IG 6. All right. Hopefully my comment popped up. So I've popped the username there. I really, he's on YouTube as well. I really like the footage that he does. And I'm pretty sure he shares content on Facebook under the name Carl Wu. The likeness backlash so much they're going to try to improve the final prototype looks rushed. I mean, I hope they're going to try to improve it, but honestly, like, this shouldn't have been rushed given the time between their announcement of the IP and how long they took to show us something. Yeah, this seems like a very rare big miss from Hot Toys. Usually I feel like it's mostly there, but this one I don't see it. I agree. Like, I feel like I'm typically a person who thinks the sculpts look good. But I just didn't. I felt let down by that. I really did. I feel like they will tweak it. This is why they didn't show it for a long time. I hope so. But if not, come on, customizers. I ordered this. I hope they improve the sculpt. I think everyone who ordered it is hoping they improve the sculpt. Still getting this. Hope they fix it by final. Look, I'm still getting it. Do not get me wrong. I am getting this. But if this sculpt does not improve, I am going the custom route for a head sculpt. I will not have a bad sculpt on Eve Macarro. Can't justify spending Artisan prices hoping they fix before release. They don't always improve things, unfortunately. That's the thing. They don't. So I don't want to get my hopes up. But it's interesting because, as I said, when I looked on Sideshow, the price for Eve seemed a lot cheaper than other Artisan figures that they've previously listed. So we'll see. We didn't see any changes to the Wednesday sculpt, and we still haven't seen updates to the Jungle Predator 2.0. I didn't think Wednesday was that bad. I know some people really hated it. I didn't mind the Wednesday sculpt. The top of the head should be more rounded. Hot Toys looks flat, not rounded. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the first thing I noticed when I looked at the photos, I was like, her head is as flat as a pancake. Why have they done that? And I don't know if that's just because this is what I feel sometimes with rooted hair. Sometimes it does look very flat. But then I'm going, well, then Hot Toys, if they need to have more sculpt in the head to make the hair look right, then you need to address that. Because you can see this sculpted one, the shape of the head looks so much better. Like, look at these real photos of Anna. Her head does not look flat like this Hot Toys figure. It just doesn't. Adam says the amount of people ordering and saying, I hope Hot Toys fixes the sculpt is sending the wrong message. We know Hot Toys can do better with female sculpts. They can. Look at the Black Widow. The Artisan Black Widow was phenomenal. This is not phenomenal by any stretch. Why does the Eve figure have temple points in the hairline? It looks like a receding hairline. Great question. They should have included the ice skates and grenades. Yeah, that would have been cool. If you pull a side by side, it looks like the Padme head sculpt, which is crazy. Yeah, I've seen a few people make the reference to it looking like Natalie Portman. AJ says, thank you so much, Helen. Really appreciate that. We tried our best to express ourselves on the day and make it our own. It looks so cool. I was so impressed too. MRC will probably have a video up too. He's usually right on these, especially with the big figures. Yeah, I hope so, but this was my thing. I saw the promo photos and I thought, hang on, let's wait to see what the guys in Hong Kong show us, because normally 6-scale Carwo, MRC, there's a few people that go out there pretty quickly and get some footage. Didn't look better. Did not look better. It was such a shame. I remember Supergirl looked terrible, but they fixed it and she sold out quickly. I mean, that's the hope that people hang on to. Those examples. So we can only hope. But yeah, it doesn't always happen. They don't always sometimes they make downgrades, like the Power Pose Bruce Wayne. They revised that sculpt and I don't think they revised it for the better. Should have come with grenade belt, ice skates, and the rifle she picks up in the final scenes, and would have been cool if it came with weapons she inspects in Frank's gun shop. That's fair. My thoughts on this Eve figure. One, if you handed me this sculpt alone, I wouldn't know who it's supposed to be. I don't see another actress. It just doesn't look like the actress enough. Two, I would have liked the red dress and the outfit with the sword. Zero interest in the winter coat and the flamethrower. Iconic scene, but guess not for me. Three, I guess the dress would require a seamless body and they didn't want to spend the money for that. I think so too. I think it would have needed to be a seamless body and then the tattoos. So as I said, when it was just Artisan, it did make me wonder, are they doing the dress look and charging a pretty penny for it? So I guess when it was announced as just Artisan, there was part of me that was pleasantly surprised that it's this look. But I could have seen it being the dress, if I'm completely honest. They rushed out the Supergirl pre-order with an unready prototype. A lot of backlash, and the final was great. The final was very good. Windman's still going forward. Not a fan of so-called Artisan. Besides the hair, what's Artisan about this? Magnetic base. Yeah, look, I'm not sure how I feel about magnetic bases, if I'm completely honest. 5, I do think they'll update the head sculpt, just like Supergirl. I ordered it, but if it's not updated, I will likely cancel. That's a fair play. Alexander says she uses the same pistol as John Wick 2 and the combat master that Kane comes with, but I've noticed this mold looks different. You can see the ejection port might open. It didn't do this in the old one, I'm guessing. Not a gun person. Hot Toys made this Artisan so they can create FOMO feeling and sell the figure. That is obviously not good. I don't know. 6 from Windman. I just can't think the people who made this think this sculpt looks good enough, like the actress. It's not really close. I didn't expect it to look off on display maybe a few months from now. This is my thing, because like even Bob made the comment, because there's some fantastic custom Ana de Armas sculpts out there. Like Hot Toys, engage one of these custom artists that's done the sculpt well, because the bones of this sculpt are just not good. So unless they start and recast something, I don't know that a change of paint or whatnot is enough to fix this. The only reason they fixed Supergirl is because ING reviewed it. Oh, so someone said this to ING. Okay, interesting. Anna has a slight dimple in her chin. The figure doesn't. Eyebrows are too high. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, the sculpt has no detail. No one's face is just smooth like that, unless they've just had a fun old time at the salon with the Botox. So this is what gets me. This unpainted sculpt, you can see the little chin dimple there. This unpainted sculpt looks more like Anna de Armas than the Hot Toys Artisan sculpt. It's wild. The Black Widow base is magnetic all over. Oh, okay, better than J&D in art, but an option to add a stand would be ideal. Yeah, I like a display stand. To be honest, I'll probably make my own because those ones look very big and take up a lot of space. But yeah, I do like when you have the option, and I think they could have done what they did with like the Joker base or the Scarlet Witch base and have a little removable piece that you can use to either cover up the space for a stand or have the stand. That would be ideal, I think. Miss Ballerina. Where do we go from here? We've got two outfits. I know some people don't like the jacket. That's what she wears with the flamethrower. I was really happy that they gave her the flamethrower. I thought that was so incredibly badass and not a very typical John Wick world type thing to happen. So I was personally happy that she came with the flamethrower because it's like the high point of the movie for me. So I thought it was very cool that she comes with the flamethrower and the jacket that she obviously wears because it must be fire retardant. So I'm happy with that. Outfit looks nice to me. I have no grievances on the outfit. It's just that head sculpt is I don't know who. A range of weapons. It's a John Wick world of type figure. So fair enough. You get a sword, you get a couple of different guns. I'm hoping that looking at the photos that maybe there's a little bit of a wire in the jacket. That would be really cool if you could articulate the jacket a little bit. If you're doing a bit more of an action pose, kind of be able to set the jacket to mimic a bit of movement. That would be cool. This photo in the middle. This photo in the middle was the thing I was most excited about when I went through these photos, which shouldn't be the case. The tease shouldn't be the thing we're more hyped about than the figure that's been announced. When I saw this John Wick with his beautiful artisan-looking hair, I was like, tell me more about this fella, please. Because this is not Chapter 1 John Wick. This is Ballerina John Wick. And I'm all for it. Like, if we're in a world where we're getting more artisan John Wicks, I'm for it because that Chapter 1 was a big step up in likeness for Hot Toys with Keanu Reeves. So if they're going to keep churning them out in that quality, I am here for it. I will laugh if the John Wick gets a sculpted and an artisan release. I could see that happening. That's some kind of Hot Toys logic there. But I am very excited for this. I'm like, open the floodgates, Howie Claus. Redo Chapter 2. Give me Chapter 3. I'm all in. But I was like so excited, but then disappointed going, you are more hyped for the figure teased in the background than the figure that is being released. And I have wanted Eve for months. How many times have I said on the stream, where's Eve Macarro? Give us Eve Macarro. We want the ballerina. And she's finally here. And it's just such a shame. It's such a shame. Salvatore says, I hope this doesn't put them off from doing the red dress version. Fix the sculpt and reuse all you want. Well, it'll be interesting because it's hung around on Sideshow. I would love to know what the POs are like in Hong Kong because they can see it. They're not just ordering on some promo pictures. They can go to Secret Base and look at it and go, no, I'm good, thank you. So I don't know if this drags. I don't know that they do another version. Should have had a sculpt with the blood effects to match the flamethrower look and later parts of the movie. I mean, that would have been cool. Like, it would have been cool to have had I mean, I love a second sculpt. I feel like Hot Toys doesn't always want to give us a second sculpt, particularly now they're giving us rolling eyes. I would have loved to have had, and particularly if they'd done a sculpted version, give us clean and give us bloody and battle damaged. I think that would have been really cool. The Broke Collector is here. Hello, my foundation member. How are you? Eve is still available for pre-order on Sideshow, so I can't be the only one disappointed in her. Need the dress. Yeah, a lot of people are disappointed. As I said, I'm quite happy with this outfit. I'm just not at all happy with this head sculpt. Now that's a good-looking Artisan John Wick, right? And that's the thing. That's what I kept thinking. I was like studying his beautiful hair and going, oh, like this could also be a really cool upgrade to the John Wick 4 sculpt, or I could kit bash a chapter 3 and use this one as well. I was more excited for Wick than I was for Eve, and that just makes me sad. A proper Artisan John Wick, I hope they announce him soon. Me 3. Not sure why anyone would think this is anything but the ballerina version of John Wick. I don't know, Winman. It's interesting. Like, so many people have gone, is this chapter 1? And I'm like, no, it's not chapter 1. It's very much not chapter 1. I don't know. I don't know if they just think the hair's been brushed differently. I'm not really sure why they think it's the chapter 1, but it is not. And seeing this now makes me want to get the Artisan chapter 1. I want Howie Claus to go back and do chapter 2 in Artisan. Do everything Artisan, Howie. Do it with beautiful John Wick hair, please. I want that John Wick Artisan can't tell the difference in the suit from the John Wick 1 version. Same, slightly different. He's a dude in a suit. I want all the Wicks and some secondary characters, please. Oh, me too, Costa. This is where third parties step up, and maybe we need to get onto like a Mars Toys or a Topo. Winston. I want a Winston. I want a Sharon. I was even saying to Bob, I was like, because I was rewatching John Wick Chapter 1, and you've got like Marcus played by Willem Dafoe. I'm like, there's Willem Dafoe sculpts out there. Like, no one's like kit bashed a Marcus. There's like characters in all of the movies, but Winston and Sharon, I would absolutely love to have them. Third parties, give us something. It looks like the John Wick Chapter 4 sculpt with hair. I mean, I don't know if that's all it is, but the hair looks pretty good. The hair looks very good. I'm very impressed. Austin is here. Hello, Helen. I finally caught your live stream. Well, lovely to see you. Hope you're doing well. Eve. The redeeming feature of Eve is that she does come with a lot of accessories. I'm very happy with what she's coming with. So you get the jacket, which I think by its nature is, probably going to limit some of the other accessories we're getting in that not as many. You're getting a sword. You're getting the flamethrower with the fire effect, which I think is very cool. You're getting the little ballerina figure in the glass dome, which I like. That's a nice touch. Gloved and ungloved hands, which I'm not going to lie, the kit basher in me is really excited about female hands in gloves and not in gloves. If you know, you know. If you know, you know, Shuri. I'm so excited about those hands. You've got a couple of guns and magnetic base. Not loving the base. As I said, I don't like big bases unless it's a big diorama base. Like if it's just a normal figure, I like something with a smaller footprint. So I'll probably make my own custom display base with the Ballerina logo on it later on. I think I'm getting this. Despite my disappointment, I'm getting this. And I thought it was really funny that this got announced and we started seeing custom artists showing the Ana de Armas sculpts that they're working on. So please keep working on them. Please give us something to hope for. Because if Hot Toys does not upgrade this, I, for one, will be looking to buy a custom head sculpt of the Ana de Armas, please and thank you. Question, Helen, any word on the Batman Returns figure yet? Sadly, no. I live in hope. I am not a person with insiders, so I just wait and live in hope. It's in the release window, so I'm hoping it's not too far away. Natalie's here. Hello. Hiya, Helen. There is a Willem Dafoe head sculpt out there. Green Goblin, Spider-Man, No Way Home. That one's a bit maniacal. But then I know there's a third-party one that came out. But I was thinking, like, it's got to be a sculpt that's out there. So I just feel like I'm really surprised that there hasn't been more secondary characters from John Wick made. I know there was that third-party company that showed a very rough Winston and a very rough Marquise. And I feel like they got cancelled. I don't know what the minimum numbers are. Jazzing says their minimum numbers are 500. Surely there's 500 John Wick fans that want a Winston. Is that crazy? Am I crazy for thinking that? I feel like there would be. The longer I stare at the pics, the more I see the resemblance. Maybe she's a grower, not a shower. Oh, really? I feel like every time I look at this, I do not see improvement. So maybe I just need to stare at it for longer intervals of time. If we all hold hands virtually and will it into existence, they will update the head sculpt. Then we can feel superior when people scramble to get this on the secondary market, a la Supergirl. Maybe. It does. It looks like one of those third-party generic female head sculpts that comes on a body that just is so soft and lacking in detail. That's exactly what it looks like to me. William Wang, not a shower either. No, not even on his birthday. Not even on his birthday, old William Wang. I'll take a Winston. I really want a Winston and a Sharon, please. Me too. I would love Winston and Sharon. The scheduled release dates of Hot Toys was very helpful, showing that more regularly. If I discount everything above the eyebrows, I can see the likeness quite well. Oh, really? I'm still not sure. I still feel like the face and the chin lacks detail. I really do. One moment. You gonna say hello? Little Shuri? You're being shy. Aw. Little Shuri. I don't know. I hope they improve it. But if they don't, I'm willing to remedy the situation myself. So Eve, lots of thoughts, lots of feelings. Shuri, do you have feelings? Where are you going? Oh, Shuri. So Jürgen Schultz, as he normally does, shout out to him. He posted a little update on Artisan figures. So Eve is the 23rd Hot Toys Artisan figure. And I thought it was really interesting to take a look at the IPs and the figures that Hot Toys have done. And it's a lot of Joker and a lot of, is he Anakin? Is he Darth Vader? I don't really know. So I thought it was quite interesting to take a look to see what the different figures are. We've got two of the Jokers that have released, Scarlet Witch. We've got the Captain Jack Sparrow, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I'm pretty sure some of these Anakins have come out. So it's quite interesting. It's quite a diverse range of IPs that they have brought or announced Artisan figures from. So I know for me at the moment, I only have one on pre-order. That is the Artisan Winter Soldier. I am looking to PO. I'm pretty sure I'm going to PO this Artisan John Wick, the Chapter 1. I also want to get a sculpted one as well because I want to. And I think Eve will be number 3 for me. So I haven't got one in hand yet to really know how I feel about them. But I know someone earlier was making the comment about Artisan feels like it's just the hair. And I agree. It feels like it is just the hair. And I'm hoping that with time and the more they release, we don't see some of the issues we saw with the Joker, where there was issues with glue and were parts falling out, were they not? Did collectors mishandle them? I don't know, but no one wants to see these issues. So I'm hoping we don't see them in the future. And we are in the window where some of these should be releasing. God of Stories Loki's in the window. I'm pretty sure Bucky is not that far off release, going by the estimated timeframes. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I feel like maybe Moon Knight's also not far off. So it'll be interesting to see. So Jurgen also did this breakdown. I have removed some columns from this table to kind of make it fit with the display with the screen. So I thought it was quite interesting to see some of the release dates, but also the price differences between Hong Kong and the US. Of course, there is a markup between what people pay in Hong Kong and what we pay from Sideshow or elsewhere. But as I said, I think there has been a nice amount of diversity with the characters and the IPs that have come from Artisan. So I think that's always a good thing. Death Stranding 2 definitely was not on my bingo card. John Wick Artisan figures were definitely not on my bingo card. Even the Harley Quinn was something I thought we were too far removed from the Suicide Squad to get Harley Quinn figures. So we'll see. As I say, that Black Widow Artisan was incredible. I don't think I've heard anyone speaking about issues with the hair. So I'm hoping that's something that Hot Toys has now overcome and that it will only be good things for the Artisan line from here on in. But maybe not if they don't fix Eve's sculpt. I meant to say when you were showing the release dates of certain Hot Toys figures coming out soon was very helpful. You could show that more regularly. I can only try. As I say, I feel very fortunate that there's people in the community that share those updates. So big shout out to Jurgen Schultz, because I do borrow some of his info. It just makes it a little bit easy because I track the Australian releases more than I track the Hong Kong releases, because I'm buying stuff from Pop Culture, not from Secret Base. And there are so many different release windows. But when I see updates like this, I definitely will do my best to try to share them with everyone so we know a little bit more about what's coming up. There's going to be heaps of Black Widow Artisan versions eventually. I hope so, Salvatore. I am banking on an Avengers 1. Even if they wanted to redo the Captain America Winter Soldier, that would be amazing. But that Avengers 1 in particular, they need to... That sculpt is very dated. The hair's dated. The outfit is not aging well. So, yeah, I would definitely... I'd be all in for the Avengers 1 version. I can only hope. Ramstein fans here. Hello. Good morning, Helen, Shuri, and chat. It's been a minute. Glad to make it today. Well, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. Civil War Widow, please. Yeah, that's another one people really liked. I feel like the fabric on that suit's probably held up pretty well. That Avengers one has not held up well. I'd also argue the Age of Ultron one probably hasn't aged as well, but I don't really know how popular those figures would be and how much demand there would be for reissues of Age of Ultron figures, if I'm honest. Personally, not a fan of rooted hair, just prefer the sculpted look. Inart Catwoman will likely be my first rooted figure. Look, I get you, toy collector. I normally err on sculpted. And as I say, I don't love when Artisan is the only choice. I think it would have been interesting to, not that Hot Toys ever gives us numbers, but I think if there was a sculpted version, I think it would have been very interesting to compare the pre-order numbers, because I do wonder if a sculpted version at a lower price point would have had more pre-orders than this Artisan version, which, I mean, they typically don't hang around for this long at Sideshow, so it's not a great sign. Helen, have you ever had any dye stains on the neck of your figures? If so, what advice could you give? I have not. I've probably been a bit lucky with that. But I'd maybe check out the Kit Bash Kitchen Facebook group. I always say group search is your friend, so maybe see if someone's commented on that. Or if not, I'd drop a post in there. There's like really knowledgeable people in that group that have all kinds of tips and tricks. But I haven't had that happen to me. So fingers crossed my figures stay safe. But I'm sure there's ways. I feel like I've seen people discuss this, but because I haven't experienced it, I'm not quite sure what the action to take is. I'm sorry. Actually, I think it's the Winter Soldier Widow we want with the straight hair. Look, I want both. Like, and it's just, I really like that figure. Like, the suit still looks nice. I think the female bodies probably have a bit better proportions now, but it's the eyes. The eyes really let that down. Like, it really does. But I just think they've redone Steve, they've redone Bucky. I honestly would love them to do Natasha as well. That would be amazing, but I don't know that I will be that lucky. Speaking of Black Widow, mine should finally be here next week, along with Artisan, Joaquin Joker, and finally received my Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine. He's amazing. Nice. That's 3 pretty cool figures. So yeah, that's awesome. That Black Widow is still in my mind figure of the year. I don't know if anything else will top that in my mind. I think it is fantastic. I hate to pretend I know what companies are thinking, but maybe they didn't develop the Eve sculpt enough because they needed to get the hair rooting folks. To get it to the hair rooting folks. Oh, I don't know, maybe. This is where it's funny because some people don't want to know the process, but I feel like other people do want to know the process. And how under or overcooked was it? Like, I know post Wonderfest in art was talking about how some of the prototypes were very early compared to others, and at least you got that insight after the fact to get a sense of, okay, this is probably something they're going to still work on. Whereas with this Hot Toys one, we're really in the dark. We don't know. Are they going to do anything? Aren't they going to do anything? It's a gamble. It's a real gamble. Sideshow has been slow at shipping, but all kinds of works in the way, not all at once. That's fair enough. Another question, do you ever wonder about the climate affecting your figures? I do. I do get concerned. Where I live is very hot, thankfully, and dry. So I have taken some measures to try to reduce the heat in this room. I have a big window here that you can't see, and it does get a lot of sun. So I made a point of actually putting tinting on that window, and I've got quite a big blackout curtain, which is wider and taller than the window to really mitigate any sun coming in. So that's something that I do just to try to keep this room a little bit cooler. I don't really go beyond that as far as like dehumidifiers because humidity is not a huge problem where I live. But yeah, I feel like things will, like, nothing lasts forever, but if these little things that I'm doing help like preserve how long I can enjoy my figures for, like, that's only a good thing. And I have to say, I have noticed quite a difference in this room since I got those windows tinted, which is great because it's also more comfortable for me in summer when I come at the end of a hot day and do a stream. It's definitely a lot cooler in this room, which I do appreciate. So that's what I do. Meow Collector. But your photo Star Wars, greeting all collectors and Shiro. Well, greetings to you. At first I thought that said Shuri, which I'd have gone fair play. She's the MVP of this channel. I thought they would have announced more figures from Thunderbolts. Me too. I know there's controversy about David Harbour at the moment. I still want Alexi. I want Alexi. I feel like I PO'd Yelena. If we don't at least get an Alexi to go with her, I may bail on that figure. Because then I can't think they're not going to do more Yelena figures in the future. And I don't want some random figure with no companion piece. So I don't know. One of those rumor posts talked about more Thunderbolts figures getting announced in December. So I don't know if this Eve announcement gives me hope that maybe we're not done with the Thunderbolts. But I can't think we're getting a full team at this stage. So maybe it's Alexi or maybe it's Bucky. I think it's a shame because I really think so many of those characters worked across multiple displays. So for them to not give us anyone bar Yelena, sigh. Another question, any civilian figures you're working on, female figures you're working on? Not at the moment. At the moment, I am very much on a John Wick 2 adventure. I did spend last week, I bought the old Hot Toys John Wick 2 suit and some John Wick 4 bodies and some different parts. And I was spending some time trying to get a John Wick 2 figure happening. So that is still very much my focus at the moment. So I'm trying to get that down pat before I start anything else. So I don't know what my next kit bash will be after John Wick Chapter 2. Probably an upgrade to Eve Macarro. I don't know. But for now, yeah, I'm on my John Wick 2 kick. And yeah, I've made some improvements to one of my John Wicks, but I'm not sure that that's the final one I'm going to go with in my display because I've literally got like 3 versions and I'm trying to work out which is going to be the best combination of parts to then display. But then I feel like I want that Chapter 1 head sculpt and repaint it without the battle damage. So it's still a long way from completion, which is a bit frustrating. David Harbour and Millie Bobby are all smiles and happy with each other at an event today. All that rumors were BS. Well, I mean, there's also the Lily Allen stuff as well. As I said, I just want an Alexi to go with Yelena. Controversies aside, I would absolutely love that, but we shall see. So that was a bit of a look at the Artisans. And as I said, I am dumbfounded that I've got to redraw the Tim Tam giveaway. What is going on? What is going on? Let me get the ducks. I'm going to get the ducks ready to race. I'm getting my names. The person who did not comment, your name has been removed. Your name has been removed. You had a week. Didn't contact me. I was so sad. I was checking my folders. I was checking my email. I was checking message requests. Nothing. I got nothing. Such a shame. I'm just adding the names to my duck boat race. And then I got to share my screen. Let's get rid of one of the Helens because Lord knows that's too much Helen. Nobody needs that much Helen in their life. I want to share my screen. I want to share my ducks. Can we see the ducks? We have ducks. Do I collect any 6-inch very detailed action figures? I do not. I stick to 6 scale. I don't want to go down a whole other rabbit hole of another scale. So 6 scale and a handful of quarter scales. Woohoo! We have another chance. You have another chance Fingers crossed my diet will be blitzed by Tim Tams. I mean, I can only hope that the person who wins this week is someone I know that I can reach out to, because as I said, I'm going on holiday on Wednesday. So I would love whoever wins to be able to contact me so I can go on the weekend, I can buy the Tim Tams, and I can get them out in the mail before I go on holiday. This is my wish. This is my desire. So we're going to put 1 minute on the clock. We're going to race some ducks. We're hopefully going to give away some delicious Tim Tams to a friend we know. Let's do it. Let's do it. All the ads. Is it set that I want? Alrighty, we're loading up. We're loading up. Okay, ducks are at the ready. Good luck. Thank you to everyone who entered my competition. Fingers and toes crossed for you. Let's go racing. Alrighty, here we go. We got some movement at the station. We all know that someone will come at the end to win, right? I don't think I've ever seen the front runner win. Let's go. Who's winning? Who's winning? We got quite a group up the front. Who's winning? Who's winning? Here we go. Who's going to win? You Tongan. I don't know if this is someone that because of the YouTube change of names is someone I know, but I don't recognize this name. So let me make a note of this. Congratulations. Please contact me to arrange your Tim Tams. My email address is 6scaleshiro@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram as 6scaleshiro. I'm on Facebook as Helen-6scaleshiro. Let's get the ducks to stop a quacking, shall we? I hope you're out there. I hope you actually watch this channel and you'll contact me to send you some Tim Tams. That would be amazing. If not, I will redraw when I get back from vacation. So when would that be? Great question. Glad you asked. It would be the 21st of November. I really hope it doesn't get to that. I hope this person is out there and that I can get them Tim Tams in the next couple of days. I can only hope. You can give away a delicious duck next time, roast duck. I don't know that that would travel well from Australia. Laura's here. Hello, how you doing? Happy Friday. Are Tim Tams similar to Kit Kats here in the state? They absolutely are not. Tim Tams are a delicious chocolate biscuit. We say biscuit, you call it cookie, but that's not correct. It's a biscuit. You have 2 chocolate malt biscuits with a delicious chocolate cream, and it's covered in chocolate. It comes in many flavors. There's caramel, there's dark chocolate, white chocolate, choc mint. It's incredible. And I have eaten Tim Tams on this stream. I have Tim Tams slammed on this stream. If you don't know what that is, YouTube will teach you. Go Duckies. Yeah, I wish a ducky I knew one. I hope the winner is someone I know and will contact me. I think I came in 3rd place. That's worth some crumbs, right? Absolutely. Congrats whoever won. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Like the first person who won, like I don't know who that was either. And I'm like, you found me and you entered, and then I just never heard from you again. So I'm just a bit sad because I was like checking everything to hope they'd reached out to me, but they did not. Then they're more a sandwich cookie coated in chocolate and way better than Kit Kats. Yeah, I mean, we have some pretty nice Kit Kats in Australia. I don't know if anybody else, I don't even know if you guys call this what we call it, but like Neapolitan, which is like chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, like Neapolitan ice cream. We have Neapolitan Kit Kats, and they are pretty amazing. But Tim Tams are like incredible. It's Australia's gift to the world. Ducks also like breadcrumbs. I didn't think you were meant to give ducks bread. Anyway, we're going off tangent. Sign me up for the Tim Tams. I mean, you've missed the competition. I'm sorry. Entry's closed, but maybe we'll do another Tim Tam giveaway at this stage, or maybe I'll just keep redrawing this one to the end of time. I don't know. I really hope you Tongan, I hope you're out there. I hope you're going to watch this stream. I hope you're going to contact me so I can send you some Tim Tams. My goodness. Anyways, guys, on that note, just a reminder, I'm on holiday next week and I'm 99.9% sure I'm not going to be streaming, so apologies in advance. I am going to do my best to try to get a collection tour video done before I go away. And if I do that, my intention is to post that at the time I would normally stream to give you something to watch. We'll give you a chance to have a look at my room, including the bits you don't normally see, like my DTOF cabinets and what's on display in those. So we'll see how that goes. I've never filmed a collection room tour before. I don't really know how that will go, but I will do my best, as I always do. I'll always do. Enjoy your holiday. Thank you. That is 500% the plan. Nope, ducks and geese and other aquatic birds do not digest bread well. Thank you. I remember that used to be the thing, like take some bread and feed the ducks at the park. And then it was like, no, do not feed bread to the ducks. It's not good for them. So don't feed breads to the ducks. I missed out on a lot. You did. It's been a while. Have a great vacation. Thank you so much. That is definitely my intent. Have a fun time away from work. Enjoy yourself. I will. I'm hoping little Shuri might miss me. So when I go away, she misses me and I can give her a little cuddle without her complaining. And it's part of the best part of coming home, to be honest. No crumbs for ducks. No, absolutely not. I'm on vacation right now. It was my birthday yesterday. Well, happy birthday. I hope you had a lovely day. Fun fact, it's William Wang's birthday today. Make sure not to wish him a good one because the guy sucks. But hope you're enjoying your vacation and I hope you had a lovely birthday. I can't believe we've had 3 sub 2-hour streams. This is crazy. Hopefully between now and the time we next meet, there's lots of awesome news. Hopefully I get this collection tour up for you guys. Fingers crossed. If not, please forgive me. But have a lovely weekend. Thank you for coming to hang out with me. If you're my Tim Tam winner, please contact me before Wednesday so I can get these prize out to you before I head off. And let's hope that Howie Claus fixes that Eve Macarro sculpt for the love of God. Please, Howie, in you we trust. Have a good one, guys. Take care, and I will see you in 2 weeks.